Good morning.
What color lipstick you got on today?
I feel like you just
Grow
trying
up.
to do that to
Grow
embarrass
up.
me.
Grow up. You should know the color of your lipstick at 42.
Ooh, and you just so it's the brush one. I do know that.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if it wasn't the brush one, I would know that this is like heroin.
That's always the one. That's the only, you guys, that's the only lipstick color Sophia remembers is heroin, and then she says diva.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not diva.
Yeah.
But anywho, good morning. You are here with the Real Therapist for the Culture. I am Dr. L.
Hi, I am Sophia Cox today.
And happy May. Happy
May.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Woo. And y'all know how we feel about awareness months, that you should be doing your due diligence, period.
Yes.
However, when it's the month, let's make sure that we are highlighting the importance of our mental health, which is your
being aware
entire
of it.
being.
Right.
Exactly.
Being aware of it and starting to understand what, if you don't already know, what affects your mental health, what just gets you off balance.
Yeah.
I think last episode, Sophia and I, we had a live therapy session.
Did you listen?
Yes, I listened to it.
Yeah.
It was hard to listen to. Like it made me emotional a little bit. But I said I was getting back to the mat.
Yes, and that's what I was going to ask. Were you intentional about your upcoming intentions?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've been on my mat, but yesterday I caught a free yoga class
Dope.
outside. And
it was
know how I
beautiful.
feel about
Yes.
outside.
Yes.
And it just was, I was supposed to be other places, but everybody matched up and said, you going to this class. And so it was a beautiful
And where was
practice.
it? Like, was it scenic too? Like,
So it was at Sisson Street Park. And so it's a
I don't know
little,
what
like,
that
little
is.
in the cut.
okay.
Little in the cut. I don't know if you call it, maybe you call it Remington type of area.
Okay.
But
Oh, I like that area too.
yes, but
Yeah.
every it's like 3 or 4 days a week they move locations and it's free. Free Baltimore yoga. That's what it's called.
I like
it was
that.
like 30 people there. It was absolutely dope. And so I'm glad for
Good, me too.
the season of outdoor yoga. And we here and we are still appreciating all of the likes, the subscriptions, the follows.
Yes.
Yo, TikTok is coming for our asses. Like people on, we have never been a part of the social media rigmarole.
Yeah.
And people coming up on our TikTok, coming for us. Some people said we projected. Somebody said these ladies are projected, and it was feedback in regarding to our episode where we had Alex as the guest talking about co-parenting, and some other guy came in like, well, I don't know if it was a guy. Forgive me for assuming it was a guy,
exactly.
right?
Thank you.
Because people hide behind these imaginary names and stuff.
Mhm.
And so the person was like, Now these are very short clips of the episode.
So I did say to a person, please go and listen and then come back. And if it's the same, opinion, we want to hear it. But at least listen to the whole thing.
But the person said, all I hear is a bunch of sounds and comments before that man even answered.
Yes.
I said, go listen to the entire episode. We absolutely heard him. He said, I will not have a good day, have a blessed day, year, month. And I was like, what? I just had to laugh.
I call in that we will be successful in our own right. But I also really have empathy for celebrities who, when people
Get attacked.
Yeah, like people are really nasty.
But when you put yourself out there, you have to know that
That's true.
you're
it's
not
true.
for everybody and everybody.
It still doesn't mean that it doesn't sting. Like projecting, like what?
And then you hiding behind user 5876521. Like, yo, show your face, kid. Let's go.
Twitter fingers.
What you
But
prefer
I do
today?
appreciate it. So today I was like all over the place. This week was a crazy week. And I'll be like, Spirit, come on, give me some creativity downloads. And I'm sure this happens, but let me know if it doesn't. We're in therapy, a client will ask you, how would you handle that? Right?
Okay.
And as a clinician, I throw it back on them. Well, what's more important is how you feel about it. And there are times that I'll say things like, I could see how that was challenging. That may have been a difficult situation for me as well, but I wouldn't necessarily say, yeah, no, that's crazy, right? So here on The Real Therapist for the Culture, that's what we do. We going through as many as we could get through that clients have asked, is this appropriate? Do you think this is okay in a marriage? Do you think this is okay in a relationship?
Okay.
You ready? So we answering as who we are, and of course wrapped up in condition and all that too. So the first one, and we bring in our producer in too.
All right.
Because what Twitter said is y'all biased.
He's a growing actor anyway, so
Well, exactly.
he might as well
and
he might as well get in.
he dabbled and joined us anyway and gives us feedback before and after anyway. So I'm gonna be throwing some things out. So the first one is it appropriate to follow your ex on social media?
You setting me up today.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're setting me up.
I'm sorry.
Because I almost, when you first said it, I went straight into the how do I usually respond?
Mm-hmm.
And my response is always, well, it depends. That's always me.
That's what you'll say to your client. It depends.
Well, it depends on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, let's pull out the factors. And so, which ex?
The one that is the nearest and dearest to your heart. Any ex. Is it appropriate to follow your ex on social media?
You already in a relationship? You in another
You in
relationship?
a current relationship. I'm sorry, I didn't add that because I didn't know if that
It's the
mattered.
factors.
Exactly.
It's all
Like,
the
yo, this is going to
factors.
be the hardest episode when you got somebody who is a statistician. It's like, come on. Is it
And
appropriate?
a Gemini, I cannot make a fucking decision.
Facts.
So, yes. So,
Well, what do you think about it? Dino, you married.
I ain't married.
Oh.
I ain't single, man. I'm divorced.
Okay.
I think you got to have a period of mourning
We
with
didn't
any
get what you
relationship.
were married from, though.
I was a long time ago.
Okay, so maybe in a conversation we was talking as if it was current.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, all my exes like me, but then they come back around like years later. So I think you need to have a period of getting over, because if you do it as soon as the relationship's over, you're gonna be in your jealousy and your, who they saying, you worrying about too much. But when they just a regular person again, it's cool.
Okay, where there's no feelings
No
attached
feelings, like-
anymore. I interrupted when I said, where did I think that you were married? But I heard you saying, what's the mourning period? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, the morning, you gotta have the morning prayer to get
Okay.
over the relationship.
Okay. So if that has happened, you feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah. Then y'all just friends, and then if you genuinely cared about the person, it'd be cool to see them. Oh, look at that, she doing that or whatever.
Okay.
Or them
Okay.
kids that you didn't got relationships with that you don't know no more. Oh, you see them growing up. But
Yeah.
other than that, there's no emotions in it.
Okay. Have you had some time to process?
Yeah, I processed. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can. You can.
What would you add though?
So,
Okay,
what I would, some factors that have to exist for me.
Okay.
Right?
Do you agree with Dino? There needs to be some mourning, grieving period, and this person is just a regular person to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is. Yes. And it all depends on the intensity of the feelings. What was the circumstances of the breakup? Like,
It's a checklist.
if you break up with me, follow me, because I'm gonna make your ass follow me right back. Like, I'm so sorry. It's just.
Go ahead, Gemini.
After breakup,
This Gemini season is approaching.
But like that part is like, oh, okay. If I don't want to see what you doing, no. If there are blurred boundaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there are blurred boundaries and I'm currently in a relationship, no, I don't think I should follow you.
Okay.
And I don't think you should follow me, particularly because it gets slippery. You
Yeah.
you almost could leave it open for, even though you're like, oh no, I have no feelings. There's no, you leave it open for, you know, now you can't control how they commenting on your picture, and it's so many things.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I thought about doing this, we have said quite a few times that we have clients that listen, and I'm curious if clients would be like, I knew you would have said that. I say no, I don't follow any of my exes. I don't follow.
Because you choose not to.
Yes. And then I don't let them follow me. If they request, I deny it. And not that I'm out there legs up and all kind of crazy, but still, like, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play the game where it's a lot of likes and then it's a DM and then it's like, I don't want to play that, even if there's a mourning period. Because every ex to me is literally just that. It's nothing that I feel any desire for any longer. I'll be lying if I say I've never looked at an ex page. I know. Let's see.
It's open.
How they doing in life? You know.
Okay.
It's rare, but I have, especially if their name keep coming up or something.
And that's what always happens.
And I, all spiritual, I'd be like, oh man, let me, I'm not calling to say, hey, I just want to check to see if you're okay. But I may look and that's it. But yeah, I don't follow any exes, and they don't follow me either. And if they do, they under somebody else's page or something.
But honestly, the way social media works, it don't even matter. Like, you don't have to follow somebody. They shit gonna pop up in your...
That's true. In the community or something. I know.
The connections, it's wild.
It really is. People,
it's wild.
I've bumped into exes and it's like, yo, I see you out here. I'm like, how? Like, I don't even live in this state anymore. It's like, oh, I heard you was in this country, but they'll make it seem like they heard. And it's like, you telling me somebody just came on the block and was like, yo, Sopha's in Senegal. Like, what?
Right. And the way that these intrusive ass algorithms work.
Yeah.
It pops up and be like, oh, you may know. How do you know that I may know this person?
Right, exactly. They are messy. That's been one thing that's very clear about whoever's running this. They are messy individuals. And all I keep saying is, could you bring the people back that I know? I don't even know some of these people anymore. All right. So we got different things. So wait, let's stick with that for a second. Now, if your partner, because you asked if you're in a relationship, if your partner requests you not to, are you okay with saying, okay, no problem? Or is it like a strong, no, I'm still going to follow them? Because both of you guys said yes to being able to follow the ex with a criteria. But if your partner says, I don't no longer want you to follow them,
I probably wouldn't care.
And you would just not, do you know?
Definitely. I don't like ultimatums, but I feel like you should be able to come to some arrangement. Like, you should want your partner to be comfortable. So if my partner's not comfortable with that, I don't care about these people, so we're just untribal.
Okay.
But then that way, that's going to lead to. Now you want me to do this.
The next thing. Yeah.
Want me to do this?
I'm with you on that one.
Right? Okay, so since we with social media, let's just keep this going. It's a big controversy all the time about should people like or comment someone of the opposite sex or the same sex if that's your attraction, and revealing clothes. So is it okay if your man like or comment in a chicken and bathing suit?
Oh, that's it.
We said.
Or your woman, because let me tell you, the game and them drawers that he be wearing with that thing, little arm hanging out, should she be able to like that?
So.
Is it a person they know or like a...
Oh my God. Let's stick to not the celebrity, because I use the game, because game pictures are intense and amazing. Just a random gym trainer, workout, buff guy. He's not a celebrity.
So, in true Gemini form, you can like it, but you can't comment.
Okay.
Because I don't, you're not blind, right?
Exactly,
and if the shit is on your timeline, like, I don't have a problem talking to my man about what he finds
Yes,
attractive.
yes,
like I don't
yes.
like if we walk past
Right. Don't
somebody
wait for
with
me
a
to
fat
walk.
ass. Let's talk
Exactly.
about her
Don't
fat
wait for me
ass.
to walk up and then you do the look back after I took 2 steps. Like, come on, let's acknowledge it together.
Let's both check it out.
Because I'm obsessed with big butts. So you share it with me because I don't have one. So it's like, oh, that's amazing, right? Like, we should be able to do that. But, you know, friendship is big for me in relationships. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a form of friendship.
Yes. I don't have a problem
With the
you
likes.
liking it
Okay.
because, and I'm not doing no audit of what you're
Yeah.
liking, but you don't need to do no drill mouth or the tongue out the mouth and shit like that, and
The hearts and
the heart eyes.
fire. Like,
You don't need to do all of that. Be humble with that shit.
yeah.
Tip tap and keep it moving.
What you think?
Social media is a very dangerous place for relationships. Me personally, I think that the next relationship I get, I think we should just leave the Instagram alone. You know, because when
So
you like
get off of it
when
completely
you
or not
like
follow
something,
each other?
when you do
I
like
say not
something,
following.
you either you're trying to let that person know you like it, not trying to let them know you like them, but saying, hey, so that's a nice picture. So in some kind of way, you need to let them know that I seen it. For whatever the reason may be, it could be a multitude of reasons. But
Okay.
so if I just see a picture, I can scroll all day. I don't have to like anything, actually.
Right.
So, you know, but once I start liking it, that means I'm trying to let that person know I like it.
I'm with that, Dino. That's what I say to my husband, and he's like, so Gilly on, what's there, $1 million worth of game?
Yeah.
I love Gilly. Gilly is like, Instagram is for likes. Like, you have eyes. It's a picture. And he's right next to his wife as he's saying this. And he's like, I'm with the no comments. But a like is nothing. Like, what's your issue?
A like is nothing for me.
Right. So, I feel you. I feel what he's saying. But I also feel what Dino is saying, where the like gets your attention for you to know that I like what you just posted. And my husband is like, that's way too much thought.
I was just about to say, I don't have that much capacity
That's way too much
in
thought.
my brain. If I want you to know I seen it, I'm commenting. I'm sliding in your DMs if I want you to know that I seen it. And I'm going to say, looking good.
You ain't saying that.
What's
Shut
up, big?
shut
What's up, big head?
Hey, big
Missed
head.
you at the farmer's market on Sunday.
I hate that shit come online. Miss you at the farmer's market.
I swear. Why you wasn't at the farmer's market? Because I was looking for you.
So, but I also, what I share with my husband is having a nice amount of single friends. And they'll tell me what they think dudes, it's their perception, right? And also what they do. So it's like a sound of the bells kind of thing. I like several because then it comes up that I like several. So now you intrigue that who's that liked multiple of my pictures, and then you come to me and it's like I hooked you in. And when I say that to him, he's like, that's way too much thought. I'm like, but that's the game out here with it. It's like the same thing where it's like you shoot the shot. And at first I didn't know what that meant. And it's like, oh, that means I'm trying to shoot my shot. Like, you gotta stay up with this.
No.
You gotta stay up with what's happening. If I like the picture, I'm trying to get your attention.
For whatever reason.
For whatever reason.
Necessarily you
It might
trying to
not
shoot
be
shot.
like I'm trying to fuck, but I want you to know that looked good. That bathing suit that you got from Iconic Swim was amazing on you.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. My ADHD doesn't allow for all of that. To be 100% honest. Now, if it happens to me and I see like this person, I definitely am like,
That's what I was
where
about
you
to
came
say.
from?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You have said, you know him? He went to Morgan with us? I'm saying, no, I don't think I know him. Why? Because he liked 6 pictures back to back. He got your attention.
He did, but...
And now we talking about him. And now we passing the pictures around amongst your line sisters to me and saying, yo, y'all know who this is? He did exactly what he wanted. Regardless if he got some coochie or your number or whatever, he did what he wanted. So I say no. I say no. Don't like nothing. You have the eyes. You see it. You see, I'm with Dino. You can see it. You can even say to yourself, like, I like that.
Like.
Exactly. I really like that inside. I don't have to let you know that I like it.
Then that's in a relationship. As a single
Exactly.
person,
Of course.
like whatever
Tap
you
on,
want,
right?
Tap the way.
In a relationship, I think we need to stop tapping.
But in a relationship, what are you doing? Relax. Say it to yourself. I like that. And that's it. That's it. That's it. But I'm not gonna cause no problem about it. But I have said, like, relax. All right, our next one. Let's go to another one. This comes up for me a lot.
Okay.
Attending an ex funeral. Acceptable or not if you are in a current relationship. The person is deceased.
I got that. I got that question once.
Yeah. I get that
I
quite
had it
often.
happen to me before.
Yeah. Okay, so start.
Oh yeah, I was in a relationship, and rest in peace to the dead. But
You've been saying
her
that.
old person had killed herself actually, so it was like a really tragic situation.
Yeah.
And I knew the person too, so I'm like, oh man. But yeah, it was a tough time because I felt as though, why are you that sad? I mean, I'm sad anybody pass away.
Mm.
Really sad. But then I come to realize I'm a little jealous person.
Good awareness, Dino. You know, we talk about that all the time. I love that level of transparency and honesty. Can you go?
Yes, it is okay. I am not being jealous of a dead person.
Mm-hmm. So I was on the phone coming over here, and someone said, "What's the topic?" So I was running down, and they were like, "Nah, you crying too hard. You crying too hard." And no lie, when I say these phones are so tapped, it's crazy. I go to social media. A comedian is doing a whole skit where he is at the funeral, and they like, "Yo, how you know such and such?" I don't. I just want to make sure that my bitch ain't here. And he sits there the whole time. And when she comes, he said, "What you doing here? Why you crying this hard? Y'all been broke up for 6 years." I was done. I'm like, okay. So I feel like you should go. I went, who I was talking to on the phone with, it's like, you boo-hooing every night is like, dang,
It depends on the relationship. It depends on there's some exes I probably wouldn't have the desire.
Exactly.
To go.
But the one that you want to go to, it's like
one that I want to go
The
to.
high school sweetheart, the first one.
right.
That was that one.
He still looks for me, and I think he's missing teeth.
What?
And he'll see my sister like, "Yo, how's Shauna doing?" I'm like, I am so embarrassed.
Yo, it's definitely a couple of bodies where it's like, was I on drugs? Like, how did I really feel about myself? What was my self-esteem like?
It was that's a whole fucking episode, okay?
Right. So stick to this, right? You saying you're fine, you're not jealous of nobody deceased. I also say go. But it's like, and here as a clinician, that's what makes this funny. As a clinician, where you know that grief is so intense, and what happens is losing someone brings up other losses. So what you think that this person is crying so deeply about this person is not even about them. It's the reminder of like, damn, this person was my age, and this person, I remember this person we lost when we were young. Like, it's not really solely about
the
individual. You know what I'm saying? So I say go. I say go and deal with your feelings and whatever. They are no longer here.
So, is it acceptable to go to like your ex's mother's?
See, that's my next one. You copycat. So I was about to say, not to keep.
So somebody said to me the other day this was about me and your relationship. They said,
Somebody commented on our relationship.
Yes. They said, do you think because y'all are so close, y'all lives parallel one another, like y'all experience some of the same things at the same time? I said, that could just be age and whatever the case is. But Sophia, we have like soul ties.
Exactly.
We walk in here with
Exactly.
the same fucking clothes all since we met. We will walk in
Yeah.
and not even met because I ain't like her initially, y'all. And we always would go be in psychology and have the same clothes on, and not like clothes anybody else was wearing. Like it would be Banana Republic shoes. Why do you have my shoes on? Who goes in Banana Republic? Like it's wild. But yes,
I'm very clear. Like the same way that my soul attracted my parents, I'm very clear that my soul attracted my core. Like these are lifetimers, so you know I called you in, sis.
so no, you cannot go to her mama's funeral.
So that was my next question. I
No.
was gonna say, like, I don't want to keep it too dark, but the next one that I have gotten is it appropriate to go to the ex's significant person? It could be a mother, a father, a sibling, a grandparent, and you've spent years with these people.
What's the difference? The mom, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, it's all the same.
Okay, so
No, because the last
bring
one
up
was
the
the
past.
ex. They were deceased. They're gone.
Well,
They done
they-
transitioned. But now you
say your
gonna
final goodbyes with the ex. Say your final goodbyes.
You said your
Her
family
mama-
broke up.
I don't know if you go, you don't need to go to the rehab. You don't need to go to the house afterwards and be like, so how you doing? I know this was and all types of, and then all you but they like twin, and then before you know it, they back y'all somewhere around.
It's like,
no,
you know
no,
what? Call
no.
me if you need to talk.
I've watched way too much Lifetime in my life. Hell no,
Yeah.
you don't. Yes, you need to go to the funeral. Go ahead. I'm gonna drop your boy right out here for you. But you don't need to go to the house afterward. You don't need to bring flowers. Sign the fucking book and get back in this car.
You don't need to buy flowers? Like, what if you don't go and you just send the flowers?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So, do you know, Mr. Jealousy, they can't go to the...
Your name.
they can't go to...
I'm fine with the funeral. I was fine.
No, you was
going to the
fine
funeral.
with the deceased person. But now we're saying that...
I wasn't fine with that, but I was cool with it. I'm not gonna tell you not go nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had a choice. You wouldn't have went, but yeah.
Right, but you saying you just don't want to see the crying. But now the next part is they are alive, but the mother...
Oh, that's a hell to know. What you worry about Miss Mary for?
Yeah.
Look, y'all, Miss Mary and him, y'all go ahead about y'all business. I'll see y'all later.
You soft on this one?
Yeah, I am. Because especially put ages out, at 42, I'd have been married before.
I'm gonna be 42 in 1 month.
Yes, you are.
Oh, you
Such a
baby,
blessing.
Baby.
I'm gonna send you my birthday list.
Good. Because I don't want to get that wrong. I know people be doing their own thing with you. Usually when I do my own thing with you, it's good.
You know me well enough.
But at this age, like I said, I have been married before. I have children. One of my kids just turned 20. Like, her dad has known that family for 20 years. If God forbid something happened to the ex, parent or something, we would go together because it's a relationship at this point for all of us.
Well, kids, yeah.
But yeah, I'm soft on this one.
So
because
I think-
it's like people play pivotal roles in your life, right? Like, I wouldn't say my first boyfriend when I was like 14 or 16 or something. I probably wouldn't know that happened, but those later years, being with somebody 18 years, and even with my husband now, when we were broken up, his family still came to the graduation. And when I see those pictures now, like, they're my in-laws in real life now, but they weren't then. And it was like, they were at very pivotal
But look
moments
at
in my life. And it's like, if that was to happen, like, picture me not.
maybe because everybody knew you was gonna circle back.
I didn't even know I was going to spin the block. So
I knew you was gonna spin the fucking block.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yo, y'all are really deviating from what I'm saying is,
and that's why the ex don't want them to go, because they don't want you to have an opportunity to keep this connection alive to spin the block. You just made the point.
well, I get it. That's not fair, but I do get it.
But to your first point, I think that. So what you made me think of is when my grandmother passed away,
Mhm.
right? And so if my grandmother passed away in 2010, I would say maybe 2006, 2005, 2006 is when my parents kind of like officially were split. And so at that point, my parents had been together 25 years, right? And so immediately my father was there.
Yeah.
Right? My father was there. Like that, this is, and also even if, cause he grew up with my grandmother, right? And so, you know, it's whatever his relationship was, but also it was about making sure his kids was okay. And so him being, or like being present was mostly about the kids. It wasn't necessarily about.
It was a combination.
It wasn't about my mother per se.
Yeah. I know
now,
that.
Wait a second though. This is what I will say.
With the low voice.
And this is what my family get for not listening, because they don't know I be talking about them, but sorry, not sorry.
This good. This sounds.
When my grandfather died, like a few years ago, JJ pulled up. JJ pulled up with an intention. With my father girlfriend there. JJ pulled up, and all I had to say to my sister is like, look at her trying to pull rank. Right? Look at her. And I'm going to feed it. Like, I'm going to let her, like, she was, she showed the fuck off. But that, you don't want to give people that opportunity.
It's true, but it's like you said, that significant relationship, regardless if it's because of the children or just that time. Like, I would feel guilty. Now, say, this is where it does get tricky, where I think that the relationship matters. Like, here your ex, you didn't have a relationship with the mom or the dad at all. And it's like, oh, I know he was close. Sit down. Have a seat. But when you're the type of person, when you are dating, you're close to the family, that becomes family. In a sense. And that doesn't just stop just because we're not together anymore. You may put boundaries on it because your new relationship, or, you know, I did that with my ex, where it was like, listen, I'm going to fall back because y'all, I'm going to make it
boundaries.
I'm going to make it challenging for anybody coming around. So I'm going to fall back because I'm way too enmeshed, you know? So I get that it changes, but okay, so I'm the outlier in this one. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. Boys trips, girls trips. Is that acceptable in relationships? And I'm saying, nope, before I go. Boys trips.
Yes.
Now, the first time you don't have like a criteria, as long as it ain't Cancun jump off, as long as it's not Mocha Fest, like, does it have to be R&R, Tahiti, or it could be Ratchet Turn Up? I can't believe you didn't put no kind of
Brazil.
It depends. Colombia, DR.
Let's go to DR.
Prostitution world. Like,
nah. No, I don't have any. Okay. I'm sitting here thinking of the qualifiers, and actually I spoke to a married person recently who said that when she initially got married, she and her husband agreed, no boys trips, no girls trips. And now all of these years later and all these kids later, I'm like, nah, man, no,
you can't do it now?
That rule doesn't apply anymore.
Oh, exactly. I'm like, we talked about this, about the sex and the this and that. Like, okay, I get that was our rule 18 years ago, but shit, I'm bored and I need to hang with my friends sometimes, or I need to do this. Like, we should be able to renegotiate.
So this is where I'm like a little, like, weird, I guess. Go on your trip.
Yes.
Do whatever the fuck you gonna do on the trip. Leave that shit on the island. You don't take no you don't meet nobody there.
Oh, so no link ups kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're not like you're not doing this high school reunion. That's a different.
Mm-hmm.
If we reunion and you taking me too, right?
Yeah. You
That's a little
You
different,
showing me the fuck off.
right? And so, yeah, you're not meeting nobody there.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Okay.
Like whatever you do, leave it right there.
Okay.
Don't bring it home.
Okay.
Just come home,
Mm-hmm.
but don't bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to establish no forever connections. Like
I'll be back next year.
right. I can't micromanage that.
Okay, I like that. I like that for you, but that's not surprising for me. I tell them all the time, you're very liberal, and they may not think that, but it's like
I am not
So, yep.
conservative at all.
jump off, turn up place, or take your trips.
I gotta go with that on that
What?
because
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I am jealous, not controlling.
Oh,
So I might be
you
hurt
better
the
talk
whole
about
time
the
you gone.
distinction.
I mean, I might be butt hurt, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think you should let adults do what adults want to do. I don't think you should be in a relationship where you are hindering somebody from doing something that they want to do in their life. And I think when people get together, it should be like, all right, that's what we want to do. So
Yes,
shouldn't be had to worry about too much. But like you said, if you see something, go.
I'm
We
with you.
only got
I'm
one
with you.
life.
People have asked me like, your husband goes to Cancun every year. He done been to every turn up place that you could think of, and women will ask me like, you don't care about that? And the rule that I tell him is, as long as we're in a good space, I really don't care. When you leave and we shaky, it's like, but I'm a little cocky in relationships. So even if I'm on edge, I'm not calling, not telling you to FaceTime me, show me the room.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing any of that. I won't speak to him the whole 5-6 days that he there. And he'd be like, yo, your pride is big. And I'll be like, call it whatever. But inside I'm like, he left and we on this space. But I'm with it. I feel like one thing that we committed to is like neither one of us, because I have married and single friends, and my single friends sometimes are a little bit more fun, and their trips are a little bit more fun, even though I'm the married one, right? So I don't want that kind of rule on me.
Yeah.
And even though I might not take as many as him, when it's time to go, I don't want it to be no kind of, why you wearing that? Why you did this? So we kind of agreed to not have this like ball and chain kind of marriage on either side, because I could look like a guy when it comes to certain things. So it's like, I don't want to be judged or controlled either, no matter what the title is. So I say go, but I do say it's important to make sure that you are nurturing this relationship, especially before you leave.
Yes.
Don't make me feel like, damn, we ain't have sex in 7 days and you gone for 5 days. I'm a little antsy about that. Don't.
So
don't
that's
do that.
that's what I will say is I feel like trips intensify the connection for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it allows me to even miss you.
Right.
Especially when you've been with someone for so many years and we sharing this intense life and games and activities and disabilities, money, all of that. Like, yes, go wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Sleep a little different, more wild, like house stay clean a little longer.
Yeah.
I do feel like it allows couples to miss each other.
Yes.
And spice it up a little bit.
Yes.
All right, so another one that comes to me quite often is it appropriate to have friends of the opposite sex in relationships?
They don't exist. I've been waiting to talk about this on the podcast.
Oh, go ahead.
Unless y'all show. I'm talking like 20 minutes about that. I feel very passionate about that topic.
So the guy I was talking to on the phone, he said the same thing. Like, I know I can't control you, but I don't feel like it's needed. And I'm like, what? Why? Do you know?
I have all the points. I got a whole PowerPoint.
Well, give me the elevator.
Just one
clip.
point. A friend. You would never, is it anything that your husband says, I don't like you being friends with Sean anymore. Are you going to stop being friends with her because your husband tells you don't be friends with her?
Whoa.
The simple question. He says, I don't feel comfortable with you being with her. I don't want you to be friends with her no more. You're going to tell him to go kick rocks.
Right.
Can't control my friends, right? Let's say he says, your male friend. I don't feel like
Ear
you.
quotes. I wish I could see he did ear quotes.
I don't feel comfortable with you being with talking to him anymore. What you gonna say? You gonna say? Just like we just talked about the friend request. You're like, okay. Might not say okay that easy, but you still be an easy thing because that's with friends. No one is gonna tell you who you can be friends with.
Right.
And that's what's always going to be why the opposite sexes cannot be friends. We can come up with another title, but nobody going to tell me who I can be friends with. So therefore, if I can build a relationship with you, bond, we think we friends, and then your man tell you, you don't want you to talk to me no more, so we don't talk, we're not friends. We're something else. Associates, accomplices, something, I don't know. We're not friends. That's just my one topic. I got like 10 of them.
Okay. So, I think that it's acceptable. And most of the things that I feel like
You think it's acceptable because you like a nigga.
So most of the things I feel is acceptable, I try to put myself in that position, right? Like every male that I've dated, I try to be as upfront with what I can, right? Some things fall in your lap as you go, but I usually tell anybody that I'm dating or in a relationship with, I have some core male friends, and they're not up for discussion. Like, no, never slept with any of them. It's never been anything all of these years, but they go nowhere.
Yeah.
So I usually start with that and hopefully that they'll say like, well, I got 2 female best friends as well, whatever. I feel like sometimes men don't be that lead-in. But I have some core friends that it's just going nowhere. Every Friday, it's one of my childhood besties, and we FaceTime every Friday, like clockwork. And sometimes my husband walk in, and he'll be like, "What up, Matt?" And they'll crack jokes or whatever, but it's like...
So that's a part that is important.
Yeah, that's my core.
Yeah.
Just one more thing I say is I think it's very important to have people of the opposite sex that we have relationships with, even if we're in a primary relationship. So that's not to say, but I think we need to be careful in knowing that they're not our friends, because that will keep you in the right space, in the right box with these people. Like, for instance, these people you talk about, knowing if you think they're your friends, you might allow yourself to be in certain situations with them. Whereas if you know these are my male counterparts that I get maybe male insights from, and I like the type of person they are, I'm not attracted to them, but because you don't know what their intention is, so you can't ever think of them like a friend. Like, you could go to sleep on her couch with your robe on, it's not going to be nothing, you know what I'm saying? That's a friend. But you can't do that with the opposite sex. I don't care what you think.
What you think? What you think, Belle?
So
I see the wheels turning. So what is it?
So let me just say something. So sorry, Dino, you outnumbered here as far as Baltimore. Baltimore.
Women like your male friends.
But here's the thing. Me and Sophia are we how do you call it? Migrated from New York.
Oh
right?
yes,
So remember, this is the thing with the friends. They got a little bit savvy here in Baltimore. Y'all do this thing where it's like, oh, that's my brother. That's my sister. That's my bro.
Yeah.
And that's really like a secret title for I used to mess with them. Really? And so now,
because they also be having the kids call uncle and aunt. I'm like, you don't think you're fucking this kid up by saying this is Uncle Joe and he keep coming out that bedroom at night? Like, this might be confusing. Weird. Now he think all uncles fuck his mother. Like, this is wild. But, all right, that's different.
And so for me, like being here, I get a little bit like that brother and sister thing. It's like, yeah, I've seen in way too many situations that's not really your sister, that used to be your girlfriend. And so so history matters a bit, right? History matters a bit as far as this friendship. Yeah. Right? Now, of course, you have to trust that your person is giving you the honest truth. Right. One of my best friends is a male. He is highly, highly attractive. He is very wanted. I do not want him. I have never had him. That is like literally my brother. We have been friends since high school, and everybody always thought that we dealt with each other. We have absolutely, word to my kid, never, ever, ever.
Y'all look
crossed that
good
line.
together though. So that's the thing.
It's a
that
light
makes
skin
it-
thing.
Exactly.
Right. And we both have like this attitude.
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
thing. But
Him being a best friend, if I was dating you, will be challenging because he's an asshole too, right? So, and once he sees that there's some insecurity,
he plays on that shit.
exactly, right? So he is the opposite sex that it would be like,
So, and so every guy who I've like seriously dated
Uh-huh.
or been in a relationship with, I tell them very early on. And he moved down. He lives down here, but I don't see him very often. He lives in down that way, down the road, PG, right? And so I tell people very, very early on to kind of like prepare them, and they cool with it. They're like, oh, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Until they see him.
yeah.
My baby father accused me of that being my child's father. Do you remember that shit?
I didn't know if you was gonna say it. I was like,
We here. It's Friday. I ain't got shit to lose today. Like,
that was wow.
crazy, right? So absolutely not. And even with like girls that he has dated, his daughter's mother. So here's where the caveat is. I think it's about the history. It's about how you share this friend with your person too,
Yes, absolutely.
right? And it's still about having boundaries and respect. So like Nick is an anomaly. That's my brother. Period. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's no discussion happening about that,
Yeah.
right? But then I have other male friends who even have wives. In my mind as a female, I never want their wife to feel like
Yeah.
I'm being inappropriate. And so I have my own boundaries.
Yes.
Like I don't care if we friends. I'm not texting you after a certain time because I think that's just, it's
Yeah.
inappropriate. So you still have to have, boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm not sending you, I'm not putting you in my close friends and then posting the titty pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's inappropriate.
So two things I'll say about, I think that it is healthy to have friends of the opposite sex, or same sex, depending on your attraction. Right?
Absolutely.
I think it's healthy. I feel like when it is a healthy relationship, having that male or female, they can really give you perspective. And not saying that everyone will, but I think it's important. And I feel like you should have the choice. What I do say to my husband is, we're not gonna do no new friends. That's what
and that's where history
So
comes.
say he
You get a new
at
job.
Cancun, and it's like, yo, my sis, and it's like, I've known him since I was 17. So even when he say that, and he'd be like, I hate when you do that. We weren't together for 10 whole years because there was somebody who he was close with, and I was like, who is she? He's like, you don't know all of my friends. I'm like, I've known you since you were 17. Yes, I do. And he's like, what about that period? And I'm like, oh, okay. But no new friends, like I said, you away, and it's like, yo, she worked at the Ziva, and she upgraded my. Tell her we don't need no new friends. And you can blame it on your wife. I don't care. I'm crazy. Whatever you call it. So it is okay. Like, he does have tons of female friends who he's grown up with. But I agree with what you're saying about the involvement, right? It's never like, one time we were somewhere, somebody was like, hey, bestie, and didn't acknowledge me. I said, that friendship is over. And he was like, heard you. But most of the time it's like, so what's up? And even if they don't know me as up close, whatever they see on social media, it's still like this embrace of, and all of that could be fake anyway, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
play it off. Play it off for me before that beautiful mind of mine start going somewhere else anyway. So even if they don't know me, it's like, hi, nice to meet you. I follow you. I heard your podcast. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Even if it is something, right? So no new friends, but the second thing is I do have a hard time, or I have had a hard time being friends with males and they are married, because due to, especially my childhood friends, we experienced a lot together, right? So we grieved a lot together. We seen a lot of police brutality together. Like, we've watched each other grow. So say one of my besties, he is the owner of this vegan restaurant in Brooklyn, and now he got his own food truck in front of
The Brooklyn Museum.
that we went to as kids. So my posts, if his wife didn't embrace me, could look inappropriate, because I'm so endearing. Like, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. Like, you bring me so much joy watching this. And someone insecure or who I haven't embraced could be like, she does a lot. Like, she must really be into you. I hang up saying, I love you. And if I haven't seen them in a while, it might be, I miss you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, so when I do meet their wives or their girlfriends, I feel like I try to go over and above to
Exactly.
let them know, like, it's just a very, like, talking about them makes me emotional.
Yeah.
Because they're so dope in their own rights. So, there was one time I put, like, a heart. I was like, I couldn't even figure out. I was new to Instagram and I couldn't even figure out how to undo it because it was the heart eyes. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck these emojis mean. It was him and the daughter. So I called him, like, tell her I don't know how to really work social media or put her on speaker to know. So I know that I am the female friend that wife can say, well, has there ever been something? Because her hugs are like intense.
Yeah.
So I do try to catch it. Being a wife, respecting their marriages and their relationships,
Yes.
but it can escape me. It's almost like seeing a kid and just scooping them up and loving on them. So I do try to catch myself.
Yes. I remember when at Nick's baby shower, and I always he's funny about, you know, whatever these females, but I wanted to go above and beyond to make her feel comfortable, because here I come and his mom is all over me, and you know, it's like I'm
like, you to start a show.
And I
haven't seen you in a while.
Exactly.
They came up from New York. It's like, they done forgot the pregnant girl over here.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I feel it all the time.
So I pushed myself to go, like, hang out with her by myself. It was the hardest thing for me to do. You know, I'm real awkward around people. I would just be like,
yeah.
So you excited?
Like, they be like, yo, get in the car with the girls. I'm like, I'm not. And I'll be like, oh, okay, fine. Because I'm used to being with them. So it's like, how come you had a boys trip and I didn't go? And they're like, you know, it's a little tricky because we said no girls. And then it's like, well, how Sophia got to go?
Yes.
It's challenging for me because it's like, I'm the bro. What are you talking about?
But I think it's easier now that, like, and so the other factor, I'm a single woman, right? And so, and me being a single woman, if my friend is married or in a relationship, because I just don't want to be honest. So in my new neighborhood, I told my sister, I was like, yeah, because here in Raven Ridge, and she was like, where's that? I'm like, what neighborhood? She's like, you named your neighborhood? I was like, that's the name of it, girl. She's like, oh shit, I know that name. I said, so in this neighborhood, even though I believe, I haven't met every neighbor, but it looks like everybody is married or in
and
a
you
relationship.
Outside doing yoga and
I'm on, and I'm
that's cool. Cat cows, down dogs. She don't wear no drawers, so you got sweat in the crack. Yo, that's wow.
So I got my deck nose on now. I'm not gonna be on the front porch.
You gonna be in the back?
But I'm very mindful. This morning I had on like my sports bra, my biker shorts, and I had put my robe on because I wanted to go out. I was like, Journey, go get me a hoodie. Because I ain't going out. I was going to go out. I was going out on the porch to drink my coffee. And I was like, Journey, go get me a hoodie. Because I don't want nobody's wife thinking I'm after their husband. And so even last summer, I was like, I was very conservative. If I did do yoga on my porch, I do not prefer to do yoga with a t-shirt on. But I did because I was on my porch and I ain't want nobody. But yes, so I'm very, very mindful because I don't want that charge. I don't want your husband. I promise.
And that's crazy. You got to think that deep into it, but I get it. So most of us agree. You can have friends of the opposite sex.
It's
they
gotta
just
be
cannot
boundaries.
be new, and there needs to be boundaries.
Yes.
Okay. Last one.
Okay.
Last one. This comes up in sessions all the time for me. Can you, or is it appropriate to get advice from other people who's not in that situation? Like the saying is, single women keep women single. Single women keep women single. Like, if I'm married, should I only be getting advice from a married person, or they have to be in a relationship? That comes up so much because it's like, you don't know what it's like to have a child. You don't know what it's like to be in a relationship. What am I asking you for? Thoughts?
I don't think that the person's situation matters as much as that person's level of objectivity.
Okay.
Like I respect people who have a preference to get feedback from somebody who is in their situation. But honestly, for me, sometimes I think that makes things much more confusing, right? Because we speak from our experience, we speak from our hurt, we speak from our traumas, we speak from, how we were beliefs, how we were brought up.
Yeah.
That's what people speak from.
Yeah.
I don't care what your situation is. I think it's about a person's objectivity. And of course, even for me, I will definitely say, like, it's some things that I can't speak on because I haven't experienced it, right? But I can tell you what my thoughts or what my perception is about that thing. But no, I don't think that you have to have kids to be able to get advice. Of course, in some situations, like somebody without kids, I don't think they could tell me, should you whoop your kid or not? Like, because get in that situation when they really step on your nerve and tell me what you do type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But no, I don't think you have to match situations.
Yeah.
No.
What you think?
Well, I think she made a good point, depending on the particular person. But I do, in my previous experience in life, speaking from experience, for some odd reason, when women are single, you want your friends to be single. So that's an internal secret motivation. To might be that best friend of yours just might say, well, girl, you might come join me or something after that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like I said, it's the person.
That's about the object. I think that goes into the objectivity because, and then you have to just, I don't know, that's weird. That type of dynamic amongst females is weird as shit to me.
Yeah, but a lot of men say that. Like, again, talking to a male as I was driving here, and they were like, I just don't feel like my girl should be talking about our relationship to her single friend.
Yeah, I mean, because you're
and that's not the first man who said that. Like, why are you talking to her? Like, she ain't have a man in 13 years and blah, blah, blah. What she could tell you about, that's why you coming in here with this attitude. She gassing this up and this is who you following? So, I mean, I feel like, one of the things that I say is feelings are universal. I could give an opinion about something and it doesn't mean that I've had that experience, but the objectivity plays a part, my beliefs and, all kind of things play a part, but I'm a true believer in that you can learn from anyone.
Yeah.
Everything is ordained, right? Like this conversation now sparking something, even if we agree or don't, a child could say something and it's like, damn, that was deep. someone married. I could honestly say that I know married couples, and that might not be who I want to talk to, like, because I already know how y'all move.
Yeah.
You doing this and she doing that, and that's not my ideal either, and someone single may be able to give me a profound way that I could either learn from multiple ways, learn how to move or even how not to, which is just as important. So even this person who's been single for 13 years, she still may give me something that's like, damn, you're right. She may be speaking from a place of hurt or her singleness to say, you don't want to come over here.
You don't want to be over here.
I talk big shit, and my single friends be like, so you don't want none of that. Stop trying to, oh, you cute, you got good teeth, and you look good on paper shit. You don't want none of this. But a man sometimes, I think, assume that she like, girl, come over here with me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a single friend say, join me so we could go out more. First of all, they know I'm not going to go out more. But
You got good friends.
they'll say, like, yeah, I get that's annoying. I get you don't like that, but buckle up over there. Like
Yeah.
you got it. So I just feel like you can learn from anyone, and I don't think you should ever like pigeonhole yourself to think that it needs to come just from blank. Even parents, like some parents, when we talk, I love when she goes off on her kid because I'm like, man, that's how I sounded yesterday, and then I'll come back and say, we gotta work on that. You cursed a lot. And I needed to hear that, right? I don't want to hear somebody that's like, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, or
And
even though they have a kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
And so that's what I'm sitting here thinking too, because what I also have witnessed, like this, and not like when it comes to like relationships and marriages, sometimes it's this underlying competition with the other couple, like
Facts.
and you at home comparing your relationship to what you know about somebody else's, or even if I'm coming to you saying, oh my gosh, this is what we're dealing with, and you be like, oh no, we don't got that problem, like that,
and making you feel bad, like, oh, we really must be messed up because the Joshes,
or you going and you sharing it, or whatever the case is. And so no, I probably would rather tell my single friend about how my person is fucking up than
tell the married
one who's secretly competing with me.
That's fucked up though. I'm glad I don't have that problem.
It's a bad paranoia
That you have?
Yeah, people just you about people's intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
About what? Yeah. I'm glad that I am a safe place for many people in my life where they like, so if you ain't gonna judge this, let me tell you. And even if they say, I don't even care if you judge me, but let me tell you anyway. So I do appreciate that. But so yeah, I wanted to bring to the mat today and give what people ask, like what will we do? And the biggest takeaway from me is this is just our perspective, right? Like you gotta do what feels loving for you. Like in my marriage, like I said, 12 years soon, people have said, I would never let this, or I wouldn't do this. My husband's best friend is like this, and whatever. It's like we create our own rules, and it doesn't have to look like anyone else's. And that's the same with anything. Create what works for you. If you feel like, that best friend, he keep looking at you like he want a piece of you. I don't think he should be that friend, or whatever the case is. Figure out what feels good for you guys, and not looking at somebody like, oh, that's the goals or that's the model. That's my biggest takeaway. Like, find what's loving for that relationship.
Yes. And so I guess what I would add to that, because I am a big feelings person, in honoring your feelings, also understanding that your feelings can change whenever they want to. And so today I might feel like, yeah, I can't do this. But tomorrow, if I wake up and I be like, let me give it another try, then that's just what we going with. And then,
go with what you feel, but also share with the person that you have changed your mind. Don't just be changing your mind and then projecting it on the other person. Share with them. Like that couple who said no trips. Like, let's renegotiate. You know, we said this 18 years ago.
Life
but
has changed.
yo, I feel like we deserve to do that.
Yes.
You know, have that conversation. Dino, what's the takeaway you'll give?
My takeaway is can't have no male friends. Like no. Nah, I think, like I said, I think social media is very dangerous. But I think if you can learn to communicate early and often, then you can get over any of those hurdles that might come up, that you might come into as a result of social media.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I like
You said
that.
communication. I said friendship is important earlier. Those things are very fundamental.
Yes.
And that helps you navigate through any of this.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Y'all
This
know
was
how to.
fun.
Yeah, I thought so. After especially last episode, we was all grieving and missing people.
It's been heavy.
It's been heavy, right? Y'all know how to find us on Instagram at Real Therapist, YouTube,
Real Therapist, TikTok,
Real
Therapist.
Therapist. All platforms you can listen. Please like, subscribe, comment.
Send us a note.
Yeah. Until next time.
Peace.
Bye.